Hi slot car friends. Today we're going to talk about Oxigen and Carrera. The reason for that is that there are not a lot of people who know how Oxigen works and what you can do with it. You can drive Oxigen like Oxygen on an Inco track, and that's the form that we see the most. But you also can see it on a Carrera track and on Skeletrix, SSD call that. And I'm not very familiar with SSD, so for today I leave it to Carrera, especially for Tom Peters at Zwanenburg, because he's experimenting at this moment with his Carrera track. And Tamar Newman, because he's very enthusiastic to drive digital on a Carrera track at the moment. So let's see what the options are at the moment. For those who doesn't know what Oxigen is, it's a digital form of racing with the C-chip. And on the C-chip you can see over here the Hall sensor. Keep that in mind. For a few years ago, I think, one of the first in Europe who drove Oxigen on a Carrera track, because it's a digital track from Carrera, and the commands given by the controller are through the rails. I heard that's also the reason that you can only drive 5 cars in a race with Carrera, because the bit rate isn't high enough. But I'm not sure if that's true. And Skeletrix is also and the old Ningo digital was also a track, a kind of racing, digital racing, that all the commands are going through the rails. So here you have the Carrera CU, the computer, and they're giving all the commands from braking, more acceleration, etc. through the rails. But on the other hand, Oxigen, with his, there are different chips, but one of the most sold now is the C chip, is more like RC racing. So the commands are going through the air, and they are talking to the antenna of both of them. You will see, maybe today, but if you like analog racing, this is the most digital racing that comes in the neighborhood of analog racing, because it's very, very direct, more direct than on a digital form like Carrera. There is also some things different. Here are a lot of knobs that you can adjust your car with in the Oxigen mode. And in Carrera you have only a few functions. And on a controller, and this one is from Trust, that's like it's working the same as the Carrera controller, but it's not a plumber. I like those controllers very, very good. They are very good. They are robust, and I drive them with my grandchildren, and they are absolutely okay. So, but what can you do now with the Carrera mode and Carrera and Oxigen? Now, at first, you can totally race Oxigen on a Carrera track. What do you have to do for that? You have to drive the normal Oxigen firmware. So you put in the chip in the car. This chip is going into the car. The firmware that you drive is Oxigen, and the mode that you're going to drive is D132. In port 4, Alpha CU, you put in a lane changer. This is only the hardware of the lane changer. I took it out. And you have to do the lane changer button always on. Then you have the possibility to raise this car. Is it this car? Yeah, I think so. Now I will hopefully can do that with one hand. You see it's already connected. I will push the button lane change, and you see, I hope you saw it was lane changing. But it doesn't you can run it with the original RMS system. So it doesn't provide it with Carrera. Because, as I said, those cars has a hall sensor in it. And the hall sensor are activated with the magnet. Here is a magnet. You drive over the rails and the hall sensor sees the magnets and it will give you a counting of a lap. So let's put Oxigen aside. Then we have, of course, the normal Carrera. It's still a Carrera track. It's Carrera digital. I did this controller. And of course, you can drive. Here's the lane change again. Normally digital with a digital Carrera car. And then the counting will be in the RMS system of Carrera. It will be the same because it has an infrared eye. Carrera has also an infrared eye over here, and then it will pass and it gives you a lap time of a lap count. But now something different. The same Oxigen chip, but now with a Carrera controller, the same chip over here, and you can drive it also like Carrera. And if I drive around, I hope we can hear it. And there has to be a sound over here. Listen. Beep. So it also recognized that a Carrera car, it isn't a Carrera car, drove over the finish line. So what you have to do to drive with an Oxigen car with a Carrera controller, this one is Trust, but it works the same. On a CU, you have to change the firmware to Carrera, D132 and the D132 mode. And then the commands are not coming to the air anymore like Oxigen, but it's going to be a Carrera chip. Now let me show you it also worked that way because I want to have more brake at this moment, and I say yes, and the speed was already full. Take the Carrera controller. Which one was it? This one? Yes, this one. Of course, if I see this car driving, it looks great. But now, 5 minutes ago, I drove this car in the Oxigen mode, so with the RC connection, and the difference are so enormous. That's why I always love driving real Oxigen, but on a Carrera track. But for those who want to drive his Oxigen car, like this Ninko, yeah, it's not a real Ninko, it's this car, the Carrera, on Carrera, in the digital Carrera mode, it's a possibility now. So have fun.